Infiltrate the 5 most unique and mysterious lands in the world. Have you ever wondered about the most bizarre and mysterious places on Earth? The wider the world, the more people inhabit it, the more peculiar things seem to come to life. Take, for instance, the place where people live side by side with deadly snakes, as if they were best friends, holding hands from morning till night. If one of them gets bitten, they accept it as their fate. Or think about a land where everyone moves on all fours, unable to stand upright. More astonishingly, there's a village with 237 inhabitants, each an exact replica, down to the tiniest detail. This video is a journey through these surprising oddities. Join Discovering TV as we unveil the world's quirkiest destinations, places that defy belief. 5. The town that can't die. In the northernmost part of Norway lies a town called Longyearbyen, famous for its peculiar law. Residents are forbidden from dying on the island. Birth, aging, illness, and death must all follow the natural course of life. But why? Longyearbyen earned the nickname the world's northernmost town because for part of the year, the sun never rises, and during the summer, it never sets. The constant low temperatures keep the island's ice frozen even in the summer, making it impossible for buried bodies to decompose. This led to a unique law that prohibits people from dying on the island. The origins of this law trace back to a horrifying epidemic that struck the town from 1917 to 1920. The town's cemetery was accidentally disturbed, and authorities found the bodies of the disease victims still remarkably preserved. Imagine the horror. This discovery led to the belief that the deceased could still pose a threat, carrying dormant viruses that could cause a new epidemic. Hence, the town decided to close its cemetery and enforce the no-dying rule for over 75 years. For those with disabilities or nearing the end of life, or women approaching childbirth, they are all required to return to the mainland by plane or immediately by sea. The island's hospital only operates in emergency cases. If, unfortunately, one passes away before leaving the town, their remains will be cremated and placed in a sealed urn before burial. However, this process is quite challenging as it requires government permission. The prohibition of the deceased is not a new concept. In ancient Greece, 5 centuries before Christ, the deceased were also forbidden, as it was considered a sacred place. Today, visiting Izushima Island in Japan is no different. Despite this peculiar decree, those nearing the end of life must spend their final days in a foreign place rather than their homeland. Nevertheless, it is a reasonable precaution, as no one wishes for another pandemic like COVID-19 to strike again, right? Four, the village live with the Grim Reaper. While many of us choose to keep pets like dogs, cats, birds, or hamsters, the residents of Pako Sangha village in the Khon Kaen province of Thailand have a rather unique preference. They keep snakes as household pets. This strange tradition dates back to 1965 when a Thai doctor convinced the villagers to raise snakes as pets to turn the village into a tourist destination. The astonishing part is that the plan actually worked. Today, every family in the village has at least one snake in a wooden box kept outside their homes. These snakes range from highly venomous, like cobras and vipers, to less dangerous varieties like common rat snakes and pythons. Villagers regularly arrange snake boxing matches where they engage in combat, and the audience can even pull the snake's tails to make the fights more thrilling. The atmosphere is always electric, like a festival, despite the apparent danger. The people of Pako Sangha are not superheroes, nor are they immortal. They have been bitten by snakes before, and, of course, some have succumbed to snake venom. Yet, they take pride in this. Even children can handle these snakes with ease, having been taught from a young age how to interact with, defend against, and feed them. The villagers also cherish their unique pets. If a snake dies, the entire village performs a special burial ceremony in a dedicated temple. For the first time in the world, humans and deadly snakes have become close allies, strategic partners on the stage of life. So are you brave enough to come here and witness the extraordinary snake wrestling match? 3. The isolated village, living dolls in place of people. In the Shikoku Valley of Tokushima Prefecture in western Japan, there's a remarkably unique small village known as Nagoro. Despite its picturesque and romantic scenery, when you visit here, all you see are dolls living the lives of humans. In the past, Nagoro had a population of over 300 people. However, starting in the 1960s, young people began flocking to larger cities to make a living and seek better opportunities, leaving behind the middle-aged and elderly. Time passed, and this remote mountain village dwindled to about 27 adult residents, with the youngest among them already in their 50s. Then, on a Sunday in the autumn of 2011, an elderly woman named Tsukimi Ayano, a native who had returned to Nagoro, revived this desolate village by using scarecrow-like dolls as replacements for humans. She initially created a doll to commemorate her late father, but the idea struck her as brilliant, so she crafted more dolls resembling various village residents to alleviate the loneliness and emptiness. Gradually, the population of Nagoro began to increase, not with humans but with these dolls. Today, Nagoro boasts a total of 350 dolls, each lifelike in size, dressed in human attire, and displaying different facial expressions while engaging in various activities. Every step you take in the village, you'll encounter the presence of these dolls. Though they may appear eerie and somber, this has made Nagoro one of Japan's most peculiar villages and a unique tourist destination in the land of the rising sun. Despite gaining more global recognition, the villagers still carry a hidden sadness about their solitude. Nevertheless, the remaining few inhabitants of this special village are not welcoming newcomers to their community. They intend to preserve their community and culture in their own way, using these dolls, rather than real people. 2. The village of people who walk on all fours. According to Darwin's theory of evolution, humans evolved from ancient primates. Gradually, humans transitioned from using all four limbs to standing upright with straight spines. Everything in our lives today is designed to accommodate the human body's shape and movement on two legs. However, in a remote village in Turkey, people cannot stand or walk upright. They move by crawling on all fours like primates, and they are surprisingly fast, not significantly slower than normal walking. Some media outlets initially thought the whole village was putting on a show to attract tourists, but many researchers came to investigate. The results showed that the hands of the villagers were all large, rough, and calloused, indicating that they had moved this way for many years without protective equipment. Using all four limbs for movement caused their bodies to develop abnormally. Their spines and waists became deformed, and their hips widened. Aside from the physical differences, researchers discovered that the villagers' lifespan was about 10 years shorter than the average, and they faced difficulties in communication and reaction. According to many opinions, the abnormal way of moving in this community is a result of consanguineous marriages, which leads to severe consequences like the birth of children with congenital disabilities, including cognitive impairments and impaired mobility. What's truly poignant is that even normal-born children in this village are taught to move on all fours as the correct way of walking from a young age, so breaking away from this practice becomes incredibly challenging once ingrained from childhood. Just looking at them crawling like this makes one uneasy about their spinal health. 1. The village of ancient human replication. In a world where everyone typically has their own unique appearance unless they are identical twins by blood or have intentionally undergone cosmetic surgery, there's a remarkable village in South India called Haragonan that defies this norm. Unlike twin towns like Kodanhi in India or Velika Kopanya in Ukraine, what truly sets this village apart is that all 237 villagers share an uncanny resemblance, despite not being blood relatives. This peculiar and mysterious phenomenon has piqued the interest of numerous experts and scientists from various fields who have come here to study, investigate, and unravel the mystery. Dr. Hat, a German geneticist, is researching and has discovered that they have a cone-shaped nose with thick creases, thick eyebrow hair, prominent brow bones, and remarkably thick lips, giving them an appearance reminiscent of primitive humans. Distinguishing the villagers solely by appearance is incredibly challenging, whether at a glance or upon closer examination. Apart from some differences in age, height, or weight, they all seem as though they were cast from the same mold, despite rarely being blood relatives. Researchers have explored the water source in the village and found that it is rich in gold and bismuth, rare elements that may have influenced the genetic makeup of pregnant women, resulting in children who share similar appearances. Furthermore, they hypothesize that long-standing consanguineous marriages spanning centuries in the village may have contributed to children being born with strikingly similar features. The question then arises, how do the villagers differentiate one another when they all look so alike? The answer lies in their unique vocal patterns, as each person is recognized by their distinct voice. Merely hearing someone speak is enough to identify them. Additionally, the village leader has imposed strict rules, such as prohibiting residents from wearing clothing of the same color or style and requiring that daughters have different hairstyles to avoid confusion. And the video ends here. It's gone already. Don't forget to like and share if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to the channel right away to catch the latest videos from me. Sincerely, thank you all.